Hey everyone, Updog here, and today we have a video about the full new Avengers team. Gonna go over everything you need to know, so let's take a look and see what we got here. Now keep in mind, this team is going to be required for the next legendary character, which heavy speculation has been to be a legendary for the next Tech Raid team. I personally hope that it is for a Sinister Six based Tech Raid team, so we will see in the future what happens with that. But let's get into the new Avengers and see what we can learn from them and everything. Now the devs did rework everybody to make them more flexible on both offense and defense. So let's take a look here. First of all, we're gonna cover Coulson and Thing real quick. So Coulson, they bumped up his health. He's now 86 in the game, which with 255 characters out there, that's about the top third of the characters. And so that's puts him in between, or along with Agent Venom and Winter Soldier. But he does get an extra 70% health in War. He gives 40% to himself, and then 15 comes from Mockingbird and 15 comes from Tigra. So that, with all of that added in there, that would put him up to 10th place for health. His speed is 120, so I don't have the stats for Tigra for her, well, any of her stats really, even her speed. But I'm going to assume she's going to be going first based off of her abilities, which you'll see here shortly. But that would put Coulson going third on the team if Tigra is first. If she's not first or second, then he'll be second to go. So damage now is 102nd, but he gets extra damage with Tigra. Armor is tied for 21st, which is pretty darn good. And he actually gets more with Thing on the team in War. And let's see, Focus is 39th, tied with Vol and Teen Loki. And then Resistance is tied for 26th with Sylvie and Beta Ray Bill. So pretty good as far as stat bump goes. Definitely gonna have a huge stat bump in War. So let's see, Thing. He's now 77th, tied with Korg. And again, well, he only gets 30% health in War from Mockingbird and Tigra. Coulson does not give health only to himself and shield allies. So we'll see how that plays into a factor with some of the other characters on the team here. So let's see, damage. Thing is at 43rd now, tied with Hulk and Captain Marvel, but again gets the boost from Tigra. And armor is 17th, but he boosts himself as well with armor, so it's going to be higher, probably closer to the top 5 to 10, something like that. Let's see, Focus 75th, so not as good or not as high of a rank, and Resistance is decent, up there with Rogue and Ghost Rider. So next we have Ronan. I think he's going to be released here 2 more days from the time of this recording. He is 81st ranked in health between Namor and Agent Venom. And again, he does get the 30% extra health in War from Mockingbird and Tigra. His speed is 119. So he will go third or fourth, depending on Tigra. Thing is still kind of slow, so he'll go last. So what Ronan does with his passive is he gives everybody extra speed at the start of the match or on spawn. So there's a difference between start of the match and on spawn. So it is on spawn. He is 11th in damage, just base stat. He's 11th, but he will get a boost with Tigra. in damage in war. 63rd in armor, tied with She-Hulk and Kestrel, just to give you a comparison there. He does get more armor with Thing on the team. His focus is 4th, which is amazing. He has a lot of bleeds and stun in his kit, so that'll be great to be landing those. And resistance is 93rd, so not as good, but he's around the area of Star-Lord Annihilation and Infinity War Thor. So that's Ronin. And Mockingbird, she is 82nd in health, ironically close to Ronin, and also Black Panther 1 million. Now she does get the 70% extra health, just like Coulson does, because she has the shield tag as well. So yeah, she gets the 40 from Coulson, 15 from herself, and 15 from Tigra. And she's 121 speed. The extra speed gets added with Ronin and his passive and stuff. So my guess is she'll be going 2nd. And let's see, damage, she's 78th between Black Bolt and Vision, which is crazy to me that she has the same damage as Black Bolt. Just pretty funny. And she'll also get more in War, so she'll be stronger than Black Bolt in War. Just amazing how much he's fallen, you know. So armor, she is 30th, tied with Cosmo, but gets more from Thing. Focus, she's 111th, which isn't great, but you know, if you're using Photon and Taskmaster, that's just gonna be around that area of them. So I still think they have pretty good focus, those two characters, so may not be a problem. We'll have to see. Resistance, she's 93rd, again around the area of Star-Lord Annihilation and stuff. So now we have Tigra. Brand new information on her. This is her kit, her traits. So she is Hero, Global, Bio, Protector, and New Avenger. So her basic, and I do have her ISO attack too. So she is going to attack for piercing, apply bleed, chain, and also apply bleed. If any target has a bleed, add an additional 2 bleed. Let's see, and in War, gain 1 evade on your basic. So on her ISO attack, she does all of that, including the evade. So I think we'll go over the ISO recommendations here in a minute, but I think she's probably a good candidate for Striker. Now her special and her ultimate, they're pretty high energy costs, but attack for piercing again, apply bleed again, rebound chain for 4 targets, adjacent targets, applying the 2 bleed, and she's going to gain an evade and taunt. Now, yeah, this is her opening ability. So, well, actually, yes, that is correct. 7 out of 7 energy. So, gain the taunt and defense up and 3 death proof. So that's pretty good. And then War, she also gets an additional 2 evade. So that's 3, I believe, total. And she'll get immunity and safeguard. And it cannot, a lot of these attacks on the team cannot be countered or blocked. So that's really nice. So she's looking like you're going to want some big red stars on her as much as you can. And then her ultimate will be her turn 2 attack. And let's see, attack all enemies, clear immunity, apply 2 bleed. She's going to gain some more evade, gain a taunt again. In War, she'll apply slow and trauma. Let's see, 2 bleed for 2 turns. I'm assuming that's going to be like a T4 part, the 2 turns part. Let's see, additional evade, more evades. She's nuts. And then here's her passive. On spawn, she's going to get 2 evades, and then in War, she's going to give, well, outside of War, she'll apply to an adjacent new Avenger ally. She'll give an evade, or 2 evade, I guess. But then in War, she gives it to the whole team. And then on dodge, she will get her speed bar filled, And then she's gaining the damage and the health like I talked about before. So in the war, she'll get speed up, she'll get the evades, she'll lower damage. This is kind of worded weird. Lower damage reduction. That's straight from the devs, but it's basically lower damage by 25% on the enemy team, lower resistance on the enemy team. So yeah, she's looking pretty crazy. Ronin and Mockingbird, their kits they're good, but this one I think Tigra's gonna be just really crazy. So, alright, so ISO 8 choices. Looked over all the kits with all the new changes. So Thing I think is gonna be a good skirmisher or raider. It depends on, how well you have him built up and stuff, depending on what you want to do with the 2 ISO choices. He does have a stun, so if you're not landing that stun, if you're using him as a raider and you're not landing the stun very well, I would go to skirmisher. But at big, high levels, I'm sure, he'd be just fine as a raider. Ronin is a great striker. He has kind of like Sharon Carter and Ghost, and I'm thinking, Sylvie, I think. He rewinds turn meter on his ISO 8 attack. So you get a double turn rewind, that's even better, right? And he has all the bleeds too, so that just makes him a perfect candidate for a striker. So Tigra is going to be a great striker too because of her bleeds, and on her ISO attack, she will get an additional evade when she hits again. So she'll basically get 2 evades, so once on the initial attack, and then she gets the ISO attack, she'll get another evade. So that'll be great. And so Mockingbird, she will kind of like Thing. She'll be a good raider or skirmisher. She does a lot more with flipping positive effects and things like that, and applying negative effects. So if you have her small, you might want a skirmisher, but if you have her big, I think raider would probably be better. And then Coulson just kind of screams raider. So yeah, that's probably what you might want to go with striker, because I think he rewinds on his basic as well, but I'm not sure if that translates over to the ISO 8 attack or not. So might be something to consider when we get the full team, but that is my recommendations. Now, there's been a lot of people been asking me, are you going to take Ronin to City? Are you going to take Mockingbird to Global? Well, now that have been announced that they are indeed a Legendary Unlock team, I think I probably will, because just because of that, because of the trial for the next Legendary. Ronin, his cooldowns are pretty high, so just gotta keep that in mind. But if you're gonna use him for the trial anyway, might as well take him to DD6. Tigra, she's also City, so I think she's a good candidate as well for City. Now, if you're doing Miss Marvel Hardlight and her, that's going to be interesting because you have 2 tanks basically, but I think she'll still be a good choice for DD6 as well. Mockingbird, she might be okay for Global. I've already pretty much planned out my Global, and she does use the shield tech, so if you're doing Kestrel, that kind of interferes with her. And we don't have the unique for Tigra yet either, but I was speculating she would be like Ballistic Weave or Molecular Cloth, or one of those cloth-based uniques. What was the other one? Unstable Cloth or something. That's what my guess would be. Or she might be Focused Cheese, somebody in my chat had said. So, as far as Thing and Coulson, Thing is Cosmic. I don't know if he'd be worth it. He's just damage. Coulson, maybe. If you have high red stars on him, maybe be worth it. So that's, I think, all I have for this video. So thanks for watching. I would appreciate a like and subscribe, and check me out on Twitch. I am starting to stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So come check me out. We have a lot of fun on there. And until next time, we will catch y'all later.